A variety of grilled cheese combos, the good old classic was by far the favorite. When she first moved back to Balsam Dell, she'd felt more alone than ever. Still recovering from her husband's tragic death, she'd hoped that returning to her hometown might help her find solace. Opening her grilled cheese restaurant was a solid beginning, but it was her decision to source her ingredients locally that gave her the connection she was hoping for. Her delicious breads came from a local bakery owned by Colm and Sarah Hardy, two former technology execs turned artisan bakers. A nearby cooperative farm that practiced sustainable methods supplied her quality cheeses. Carly slid both sandwiches onto her cutting board, sliced them diagonally, and transferred each one to a plate. After adding pickle rounds, chips, and cups of tomato soup, she carried them over to the end of the counter and set them down. "Thanks." Suzanne snagged the plates and went off to deliver them to the 90-something twin sisters, Mabel and Estelle, who ate at Carly's Grilled Cheese Eatery every Tuesday and Friday. One garbed in bubblegum pink and the other in screaming purple, the white-haired sisters waved at Carly as Suzanne delivered their meals to their table. Carly returned their waves with a smile. From the day she first opened, Carly had thanked her lucky stars for Suzanne. She'd interviewed 2 other possibles for the part-time position, but Suzanne had impressed her the most. An almost divorced mom with a young son, Suzanne needed the part-time job and appreciated the tips. Carly's working relationship with her had morphed into an easy friendship, the kind where one could almost read the other's thoughts. Carly's other employee, Grant Robinson, was a 19-year-old who was saving his earnings to attend culinary school. 6 days a week, Grant spent his mornings doing prep work for a local sub shop, then hightailed it over to Carly's to work from 2:00 p.m. until closing at 7:00 p.m. When his suggestion for improving Carly's homemade tomato soup proved over the moon amazing, she'd happily crowned him the soup king. He'd celebrated with a fist pump and a woot-woot. The lunch crush passed by quickly. Carly felt as if she'd been working at warp speed to keep up with orders. Word of her delectable grilled cheese creations was getting around. Every day brought in new faces, along with those of old friends and acquaintances from her high school days. As a teenager, Carly had been more studious than popular, but she'd made friends easily and involved herself in school activities. Shortly after graduation, she'd left town to attend college in northern Vermont, a 2-hour-plus drive from Balsam Dell. Her plan was to earn a degree in hospitality management, work in the restaurant industry for a few years, and then open an eatery specializing in grilled cheese sandwiches, preferably back in Balsam Dell. All that changed when she met Daniel Brownell, a husky engineering student with a bellowing laugh and a soft spot for the underdog. They married and settled in Johnson, Vermont, where Daniel took a job as a lineman for the power company. Carly, meanwhile, worked her way from server to the top management position at the historic Ivory Swan Inn. Though she loved her job, visions of opening her grilled cheese eatery never left her mind or her heart. Starting a family was also on her radar, but she and Daniel could never agree on the timing. It wasn't until nearly a year after Daniel's death that Carly felt ready to move on and chase her own dream. She'd loved her husband dearly, but nothing was going to bring him back. When she learned that Bingley's Ice Cream Parlor, a longtime fixture in Balsam Dell, was closing up shop, she'd pounced on the opportunity to move back to her hometown and open her dream eatery. Its location in the center of town was ideal. Bingley's occupied the lower level of a restored brick building, so quaint that it appeared on postcards of the downtown. Harold Bingley himself was old and ailing, and his vegan son had no interest in either selling or eating ice cream. Added to Bingley's troubles was the fact that his landlord had mortgaged the building and was now facing foreclosure. After weighing the risks, Carly opted to take over Bingley's lease before someone else snatched up the prime space, though she knew its expiration date was looming.